5. Train your brain to embrace change. Here's the good news. Your brain isn't afraid of change forever. It simply needs proof that the new path is safe. The first time you try something new, it feels uncomfortable. The second time, it feels a little easier. After enough repetition, what once felt strange becomes completely normal. That's how every habit begins. Not with one big decision, but with many small ones. Want to become more confident? Talk to one new person. Want to build a healthier life? Start with one small habit. Want to break an old routine? Take a different route tomorrow. Your brain learns through repetition. The more often you do something, the less energy it takes. Eventually, the unfamiliar becomes familiar, and the difficult becomes easy. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I don't like change," ask yourself, "Do I really dislike it? Or has my brain simply not learned it yet?" Because your brain will always choose the path it knows best. But your future depends on the paths you haven't walked yet. 4. The comfort trap. Feeling comfortable isn't always a good thing. Imagine you're offered a new job, a better opportunity, or a chance to learn a new skill. But instead of feeling excited, you feel nervous. So, you stay exactly where you are. Not because it's the best choice, but because it's the most familiar. Your brain often mistakes familiar for safe. That's why people sometimes stay in jobs they don't enjoy, routines that no longer help them, or habits they promised to change. The longer you repeat something, the stronger that mental path becomes, and the harder it feels to step away from it. The surprising part? Your brain isn't trying to hold you back. It's simply trying to avoid uncertainty. But growth almost always begins with something unfamiliar. So the next time a new opportunity feels uncomfortable, ask yourself one question. Is this actually a bad choice? Or does it just feel unfamiliar? Because sometimes the biggest obstacle to a better future isn't the outside world. It's your brain choosing comfort over change. 3. Why big brands want you to see their logo again and again. Have you ever wondered why the biggest companies keep showing you the same logo, the same colors, and the same commercials over and over again? It's not because they think you forgot them. It's because your brain trusts what feels familiar. The more often you see something, the easier it becomes for your brain to process it. And strangely, things that are easier to process often feel more trustworthy. That's why a brand you've seen 100 times can feel like a better choice, even if you've never used it before. The product didn't change. Only one thing did. Your brain became familiar with it. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect. Simply seeing something repeatedly can make you like it more, without realizing why. That's why companies invest millions of dollars, not just to sell products, but to become familiar. Because once your brain says, "I've seen this before," it quietly starts thinking, "Maybe I can trust it." 2. Why new things feel so uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed how strange a new phone feels, even when it's better than your old one? Or why moving to a new house can feel stressful, even if it's your dream home? The answer isn't the phone or the house. It's your brain. Your brain treats anything unfamiliar as something that needs attention. It has to learn new patterns, new buttons, new routes, new habits, and learning takes energy. That's why familiar things feel comfortable, not because they're always better, but because your brain already knows what to expect. Scientists call this cognitive ease. When something feels familiar, your brain processes it faster, with less effort. That's why people often choose the same restaurant, the same brand, the same daily routine, even when better options exist. The surprising part? Sometimes, the only reason you dislike change is because your brain hasn't had enough time to get used to it. And once something becomes familiar, it suddenly starts feeling like the right choice. 1. Your brain is built to save energy. Every second, your brain is making thousands of decisions. What to look at, what to ignore, what to remember, what to forget. If it carefully analyzed every single choice, you'd be exhausted before lunchtime. So your brain has a smarter strategy. It creates shortcuts. The more often you do something, the less energy your brain needs to do it again. That's why you can tie your shoes, brush your teeth, or unlock your phone without even thinking. Your brain has already built the path. And once that path exists, it prefers to use it again and again. The same thing happens with your favorite coffee, your favorite app, your usual seat, even the route you take to work. You might think you're making a conscious choice, but often, your brain is simply choosing the easiest option, not because it's the best, but because it's the most familiar. The surprising part? Many of the things you call my personal preference may actually be your brain's way of saving energy.